But Jim, let's stay on the topic of WWE before we move on. Last week we reviewed the debut of Smackdown on the USA Network. Not like Fox, not a broadcast channel available everywhere. USA Network's first WWE Smackdown. What did you think? What did you think the ratings were? Have you paid attention to what the ratings were? I guess is the question.
No, I haven't heard because you were supposed to send them to me, and you didn't do it. And then I poisoned myself, and I've had other things going on, or coming up, or coming out, or whatever. So I'm gonna, like possibly many of the listeners, I'm gonna be surprised here to hear what they were. But it was the debut on USA. It was heavily promoted. Cody and Solo, that cage match, the big angle, Roman Reigns. They dropped the cow. They put everything on the line there. What were the numbers?
Let's go to the numbers, and they're interesting. I hadn't really looked at them before, but WWE Smackdown's USA Network debut, Friday, September 13th, 2024, 8 to 10 p.m., but I think it was 10:05 p.m. On average, watched by 1,723,000 viewers.
Okay, so that is what they've been doing. 2 million or thereabouts, 2.2 on Fox. It's network, it's broadcast, but that is comparable with the Raw numbers of late, is it not? Well, or close to.
For comparison's sake, let me pull up the most recent Raw numbers I have here.
Jerk them on out.
September 16th, so just a few days after that, Raw on average was watched by 1,509,000 viewers.
Whoa, so it beat Raw. And on a Friday night where, the old folks say that the young folks like to go out on Friday and Saturdays.
And let me just pull up last week's, and again, these were compiled by WrestleNomics. Last week was September 6th on Fox. It was the final Fox episode. The average viewership was 1,770,000 viewers.
Oh, okay. So the last time, honestly, we paid close attention to the SmackDown numbers were closer to after WrestleMania and King of the Ring and stuff when they were doing some big shows. So it's settled into the high ones potentially.
Well, it's very interesting. I'm reading the notes here again. This is the September 6th episode on Fox. It was the lowest number and the lowest key demo since December 29, 2023.
Oh.
WrestleNomics noted, AEW Collision ran head-to-head on TNT with an average of 157,000 viewers.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
SmackDown was number one in the key demo on broadcast as usual, despite delivering the second least watched episode in its 5-year run on Fox. The only episode lower was the best of that I cited before, December 29, 2023.
So that was just that lame duck show, and people decided to go to the all-night gas station.
So by and large, they had the same amount of viewership on the USA Network debut than they had on the final Fox episode, off by what? 50,000 viewers.
Well, that's a pretty seamless transition. Now, where will it settle in? Do you think everybody's going to migrate over eventually? Or was this we got to watch the debut, but then, we don't want to watch it anymore because it's on a different network? That doesn't really make sense.
Well, we'll see, because again, SmackDown's always been pretty consistent, and they're really good at holding their viewership, but they were also on broadcast TV, and there has to be some kind of drop-off if you go from broadcast to cable still in 2024. Yes. With that said, and we'll talk about a few of the quarterly hours here, looking at the trend line that WrestleNomics has, it is significantly off the overall viewership from Fox, which, according to this trend line, was around 2.2 million, give or take, each episode. But the key demo is not that far off. And at times, the key demo actually is somewhat equal to the other one. So we'll see. I guess it all comes back to you have to have a hot show. You have to have a good show. And you would think with less commercials like they had on Fox, it gives you more of a chance to have a better show. And that was already a good show for WWE fans.
Well, I couldn't have put it better myself, whatever it was you just said.
They opened 8 to 8:15 p.m. quarter one with Triple H's introduction and the Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa cage match beginning. 1.56 million viewers. And for the record, 713,000 in the key demos. So the key demo is as big as AEW's overall viewership.
Oh, good Lord. But also, so they started with 1.5 with their average of 1.7. They're going up, aren't they?
Quarter 2, continuation of the cage match, 1.78 million. 815, 830. 1.75 for more of that match and the angle. In quarter 3, they have a women's segment, Michin versus Piper Niven, continues into quarter 4, as well as the Kevin Owens and Ricky segment. That's 1.7 million. So once they got above that, it's almost like the opposite of the Big Bang Theory thing. They got held down by the first quarter, and all of a sudden it popped right after that.
Yeah, people realize, oh shit, we're over on USA this week, and oh shit, there's a cage match with Cody and Solo, and they picked up more people in quarter 2 than AEW usually loses in quarter 2.
And quarter 2 matches the 9 o'clock hour, quarter 5, 9 to 9:15 p.m., which was, again, that Kevin Owens, Randy Orton tag match. 1.78 million. Drops down to 1.72 for Nia Jax's segment. Drops all the way down to 1.67 for Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes.
That's not surprising.
9:45 to 10 p.m., and again, there's a 5-minute overrun. Quarter 8, the post-match of LA Knight with Carmelo and Andrade. Bianca, Jade, Nia, and Tiffany backstage. Roman Reigns' entrance and the start of his live promo. 1.8 million viewers. 5-minute overrun. Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline come out. 1.81 million.
Whew. So they came back and finished at the high point for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline story.
They also peaked with the key demo. Quarter 7, again, Carmelo versus Andrade. 687 in the key demo. Quarter 8, 783. 791 for the overrun. So they did not lose audience during this show. They started at their lowest point and kept building. It's the way it's supposed to be done.
I always thought I've always heard that's the way it used to be. What's that Carly song? That's the way I always heard it should be.
I'm not a big Carly Simon fan, I couldn't tell you.
Hey, you're the one she was singing about. You're so vain.
That was Warren Beatty, or was it Mick Jagger? Or was it Ryan O'Neal? I'm not sure who it was.
You probably think this podcast is about you.
No, this is Jim Cornette's Drive-Thru. I'm just...
Yeah, but you're the host of it.
Oh, but you're the star of it. You're the star.
So it's
and
both
of course,
our faults.
Earth revolves around a star, as you know. Well, those were the SmackDown ratings for the debut on USA.